Hi, this is Coach Mark. I've had times in my life where I have struggled desperately with feelings of loneliness or despair. It felt like almost nobody I encountered in my life was anything but an enemy, out to get me. I remember at one point it felt like I was trying to do what God wanted me to do, but everything in the world wasn't turning out the way that I wanted it to. The time when I probably felt this the most was when I was overseas in the military. Now, I really didn't have it all that hard over there. I had a job in the Army that would be considered in the rear with the gear. But I was still on the other side of the planet, away from my family and friends. And while I was over there, I read a psalm that I strongly identified with. Psalm 25, verses 14 through 21 says, "The friendship of the Lord is for those who fear him, and he makes known to them his covenant. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he will pluck my feet out of the net. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. Bring me out of my distresses. Consider my affliction and my trouble, and forgive all my sins. Consider how many are my foes, and with what violent hatred they hate me. Oh, guard my soul and deliver me. Let me not be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait for you." When I was reading that on the other side of the planet, feeling like I was completely cut off from everyone I loved, I had quite the pity party. I felt like it was me on one side of a fight and the entire world on the other. But my point of view was all wrong. You see, I had God on my side. I could turn my eyes to him and look for him to be gracious to me. But I was so focused on being alone and identifying with those parts of the verses I was reading, I completely ignored phrases like, "My eyes are ever toward the Lord," and "integrity and uprightness," or "I wait for you." It's often far easier to wallow in our feelings of loneliness rather than doing the things that God tells us to do to be able to cope with them. And I'm going to be very real with you. When I did start focusing on what I was supposed to be doing to not feel so alone, I came to some very uncomfortable conclusions. I wasn't alone because I had fellow soldiers all around me, struggling together with me in our situation. I also wasn't getting shot at daily like some other military members were. I had a great family at home waiting for me and praying for me, including a wife that I married 2 months before I left. But because I was focused on my feelings, I forgot about all those good things in my life that proved I wasn't alone. So today, my challenge for you is to not only seek God through his word when you're feeling alone, but honestly look at the people you have in your life and realize God has them there for a reason. Tell them how you're feeling and ask them to pray for you. I have a friend who checked up on me regularly after I shared how I felt once, and he still does. He says it has encouraged him when he's feeling the same way as well. So do it today. Pick at least one person and reach out and let them know how you feel. Now go, win today.